Let us pray. Almighty God, ruler of heaven and earth, we beseech thee to inspire and guide all our counsels and actions, so that we may always walk in the path of justice, love, and charity to one another. Help us to the grace to do only those things that will promote the unity, happiness, and prosperity of Nigeria. Amen. Let's be seated. Majority Leader. Good morning, Mr. Speaker and esteemed colleagues. Today being the special day when we are having our August Mr. Speaker and esteemed colleagues, as I was saying, today being a special day when we are having an August visitor in the month of November. Mr. Speaker and esteemed colleagues, my name is Honorable Sanjo Adedoyin, the Honorable representing the Government South State Constituency and the Majority Leader of this August Assembly. Mr. Speaker and esteemed colleagues, before we proceed to the next item, the other paper, permit me to quickly recognize the first citizen of Oyo State, the performer, the reformer, and the more who always make promise and fulfill it. The more we are stormed around the fortune of Oyo State, from a state that was in a state of total collapse to a state that is now the doing of all other states in Nigeria. The governor that made a state that could not pay the salary of our workers and other senior citizens, the governor that made a state that was almost in a state of complete comatose, the governor that made a state where all the higher institutions were on strike for several months, when all the workers in the state were on strike for several months, when the entire state structure was in a state of reverse. The governor that came in, that within the twinkle of an eye changed the fortune of the state to the best state in the federation. Mr. Speaker and dear colleague, I want to appreciate His Excellency for making us proud, for making us to be identified with a very performing governor. Indeed, some people erroneously term this assembly as a toothless bulldog, as an appendage of the executive. But we are wholly proud to be identified with a performing governor, with a governor who has turned the fortune of the state to a better one. Mr. Speaker, you will recall that 3 years ago, we have a budget of continuing consolidation. And indeed, there are consolidation in all-round development in Oyo State. Is it in a state of road and infrastructure expansion? Is it in a promotion being given to workers all around the promotion that has been jettisoned by the past administration for the past 8-10 years? Is it in a subvention that was abandoned to the higher institution that was restored 100% and above? You see the issue of NATEC that was in a state of total collapse, especially as a result of protracted ownership crisis. Not only that, the governor secured the ownership of Aloore for Oyo State, but also he equally elevated Aloore to a conventional university where you can study any course in the heart. Mr. Governor, not only enlightened a recent, you send a message or a bill to us in this assembly to elevate the College of Education in Oyo, that is, allow the College of Education from FCE to a degree awarding institution. Mr. Speaker and esteemed colleague, it will be noted that that bill has passed a second reading, and before the end of this month, that bill, by special glory of God, will pass a third reading and will be accepted to very soon. Mr. Speaker and esteemed colleague, permit me to recognize His Excellency, Engineer Aloore Seyi Makinde. Mr. Speaker and esteemed colleague, seated beside His Excellency is the performing governor, not an extra tire, somebody who is feasible, who is performing, a deputy governor like a governor. The co-pilot. The co-pilot, as rightly said by the governor in recent time. Permit me to recognize His Excellency, the deputy governor of Oyo State, Barrister Bayo Lawal. Deputy Governor is the Chief Justice of Oyo State, the representative of CJ of Oyo State, and seated beside him is our mother, the Right Honorable Monsura Sumonu. You are welcome. Seated beside the distinguished senator beside Sumonu is my dear brother, the workaholic chief of staff. He is a bribe, call it a bribe. The chief of staff to the state government, my dear brother, you are highly recognized. My brother and leader. Seated beside him is the head of service of Oyo State, the woman of timber at caliber, Honorable Alaja Odolade Azola. Alaja, don't mind me, we are preparing you for an election for this very soon. Seated inside the head of service is Deputy Chief of Staff to the government of Oyo State. My own Ijaya, you are highly recognized. And seated beside him is our own leader, the chairman of our family council, my own dear Oga, Senator Usia Ayola Agbola. You are welcome there. Mr. Speaker and esteemed colleague, permit me to quickly recognize the chairman of People Democratic Party in Oyo State, Eda Dayo Ogunbero, and his powerful secretary, Alhaji Wasiu Adeleke. Mr. Speaker and esteemed colleagues, permit me to quickly recognize some of the commissioners in the Assembly this morning. We have Commissioner for Finance, Akeola Ojo, you are highly recognized. And the Commissioner for Budget and Planning, Professor Babatunde, you are highly recognized. Commissioner for Justice, Attorney General of the State, my own dear Professor Oyewo, you are highly recognized. Permit me to recognize my own father, one of the leaders of the party in the state, my own Baba Saka, Omowe Adebute Balogun, you are highly recognized, sir. Permit me to quickly recognize all the other commissioners who are in our midst today. All the commissioners, you are highly recognized. Alhaji Kunmi Mustafa, former party chairman, you are highly recognized. His Excellency Engineer Ahmed Baramosi, former Deputy Governor of Oyo State, you are highly recognized. And permit me, Mr. Speaker, to recognize some of the chairmen of board of Kawasata who are calling in our midst, especially Honorable Remi Ayodele, the chairman of the Government Service Commission, Alhaji Kamaru Biodun Adelibigbe, chairman of the Civil Service Commission, and my own dear friend, Right Honorable Abdulwasi Musa, the chairman of the Assembly Service Commission. Mr. Speaker and esteemed colleagues, I want to quickly recognize the royal fathers, in our midst here. Permit me to recognize the representative of Olubadan. Representative. You are highly recognized. My own father, Kabiyesi Obalugban of Orilegban, Kabiyesi, you are recognized. All the royal fathers, I will be recognizing you as the least coming. Justice I.S. Yerima, the representative of CJ, you are highly recognized. Mr. Speaker and esteemed colleagues, permit me to pause for a while on the recognition of dignity and move to the next item in our order paper, which is approval of food and proceeding of Wednesday, 2nd day of November 2022.
Distinguished colleagues, please go through votes and proceedings for comments or corrections. Majority Leader, votes and proceedings.
Mr. Speaker and esteemed colleagues, in the absence of any observation, objection, or rejection, I rise to move for the approval of food and proceeding of Wednesday, 2nd day of November 2022. Distinguished colleague, I so move.
Mr. Speaker, sir, has to be another person, my member representing the State Constituency and the Minority Leader of the Ninth Assembly. I rise to second. Thank you.
Those in favor that the votes and proceedings of Wednesday, 2nd November 20. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Next item.
Mr. Speaker and esteemed colleague, the next item on our order paper is message from the governor.
No message for the governor for now. No message from the announcement. Next item.
Mr. Speaker and esteemed colleague, the next item on our order paper is announcement.
No announcements.
Next item is personal explanation.
No personal petitions and correspondence. No petitions or correspondence.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. The next item is directives.
No directives.
Next item is matter of urgent public importance.
No matter of urgent public importance.
Next item is personal explanation.
No personal explanation.
Okay. Mr. Speaker and esteemed colleague, we are now in the order of the day paper. Mr. Speaker and esteemed colleague, the first item on the order of the day paper for this special sitting is 2023 budget speech. OYHOB/O/5/22. Presentation of 2023 budget speech by His Excellency Governor Seyi Makinde.
We will now invite His Excellency for the budget presentation and the budget speech by His Excellency. No.
Chief Judge of Oyo State, Honorable Justice Muntar Bimbola, ably represented by Honorable Justice I.S. Yarima, the former Speaker of Oyo State House of Assembly, Senator Mansura Usman, Deputy Speaker, Just the House of Assembly, Honorable Mohammed Ali, and other distinguished honorable members of this Assembly. Other honorable justices of the Oyo State Judiciary that are here present, Chief of Staff, Honorable Sheldon Mui, the Head of Service, Alhaja Alalade Agola, the former Chief of Staff, Dr. Sakatalu, the Deputy Chief of Staff, Reverend Chairman, Oyo State Advisory Council, Senator Seyi Makinde, His Imperial Majesty, the Olubadan of Ibadan land, Ọba Senator Dr. Mahmood Olalekan Ishola Balogun Ali Made II, ably represented by IG Olabi Lakulei. Other royal fathers, prominent members of Olubadan Council, present here. My own chairman of the People's Democratic Party in Oyo State, Honorable Dayo Ogunbero, and other PDP leaders and members that are present here. Let me especially recognize also the Honorable Commissioner for Budget and Economic Development, Professor Lucifer Babatunde, other Honorable Commissioners in the Cabinet of Oyo State Government present here. Our service commanders, almost all here present. I know that the Commissioner of Police is out of town. Now I'm told this CP Jimon should represent you, so you're really recognized, and all our service commanders. Other political functionaries of Oyo State represent chairmen and chairpersons of local government areas across Oyo State represent permanent secretaries, heads of non-ministerial departments and agencies. The branch controller Central Bank of Nigeria, Mrs. Olufolake Ndero. Other heads of federal agencies, parastatals, and educational institutions are present. And let me also recognize our religious leaders, Ààrẹ Mùsùlùmí of Yorùbá land, Edo and Delta, Haji Daud Makanjola and Kanda. Chief Imam of Ibadan land, ably represented by Alhaji Ismail Yusuf. Oyo State Chairman of Christian Association of Nigeria, Apostle Joshua Kiyemilu. The Oyo State PFN Chairman, Reverend Samson Ajitomobi, and other religious leaders that are present here. Distinguished labor union leaders, leaders of various organizations, associations, and groups that are here present, eminent personalities that are here to grace this all-important occasion, gentlemen of the press, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. It is that time of the year again. During this period, for the past 3 years, we have come before this honorable house to present our budget for the next fiscal year for approval. About this year, it is not business as usual. I may explain the unusual business much later. Or if I'm provoked when they are getting their responses, if I'm provoked, I will say it. 3 years ago, when we made our first full budgetary presentation to you, we came with a budget that will support accelerated development in Oyo State. That budget required a huge investment in infrastructure that will quickly grow our economy. Our total capital budget for that year was over 100 billion naira, just a little below 48% of the total budget for 2020 fiscal year. In 2020, we returned with the 2021 budget of continued consolidation. In that budget, over 130 billion naira was proposed for capital expenditure. Our goal then was to build on our plans for accelerated development. So last year, we moved from the budget of continued consolidation to the 2022 budget of growth and opportunities. And for the first time, our proposed capital expenditure, slightly below 53% of the total budget, was more than our recurrent expenditure. It was clear that we were moving in the right direction. Mr. Speaker, sir, honorable members of the House, these are not just figures. In reality, we have moved our people from poverty to prosperity. In the last 3 years, every zone of Oyo State has been touched with development projects that reflect our focus on our 4 pillars of education, economy, healthcare, and security. In education, we have consistently maintained an 18 to 22% budgetary allocation. Through this, we have regularly paid the Universal Basic Education Commission UBEC counterpart funding and received the matching grants. This has enabled us to execute numerous projects in the education sector through the Oyo State Universal Basic Education Board, TUBEL. We completed 56 model schools and constructed and also renovated over 700 classroom blocks across Oyo State, among other projects. We have grown our internally generated revenue, IGR, by over 90% without raising taxes on anybody. We did this through partnership with the private sector and development agencies. We ensure that the only business the Oyo State government got involved in is the business of creating an enabling environment for the private sector to thrive. We focus on our comparative advantage in agribusiness to grow our economy. We attracted private investment to that sector to the tune of over 26 billion naira. And over $125 million in development partners blended funds. Our pilot agribusiness industrial hub at Fashola, Oyo West local government area, is nearing completion. At the same time, we just signed a $37 million investment in developing a special agro-processing zone, SAPZ, with the support of the African Development Bank in Akinyele local government area. We have 30% of that, of the budget for that project included in the 2023 budget proposal. We also concentrated on reducing our infrastructural deficit. Infrastructure has received the highest chunk of our budgetary allocation for the past 3 years. Today, we can say with pride that our dear state is interconnected through road construction and rehabilitation. From Ibadan to Isheyin through the 65-kilometer Maniya-Ijaye-Isheyin road, from Oyo to Isheyin through the 34.85-kilometer Oyo-Isheyin road, from Isheyin to Ogbomoso through the 76.67-kilometer Isheyin-Pakote-Ogbomoso road, and from Ibadan to Erua through the soon-to-be flagged-off 58-kilometer Omeadio-Ido-Erua road. We have also started the construction of the bridges and interchanges on the 32-kilometer east wing of the Ibadan Circular Road. We have delivered 2 of the proposed 4 bus terminals in Ibadan at Challenge and Ojo. We have delivered the main bowl of the Lake and Salami Sports Complex at Amasinga. And I'm delighted to report that for the first time in 28 years, we brought back international football to Ibadan. When the Olympic Eagles played against Tanzania last Saturday. Of course, our Nigerian team made it more historic for us by winning 2-0 against their opponents. And you also know all the things we've been talking about, 2.0. Also, as promised in our 2019 budget presentation, we are well on our way to having 1 primary healthcare center award in Oyo State. As of the last count, 206 PHCs have been completely renovated, and we have already started equipping them. Secondary and tertiary healthcare facilities were not left out. So far, we have renovated and upgraded 6 secondary healthcare facilities at Tede, here in Ibadan, Shaki, and Igora, giving more of our people access to quality health care. I must mention the renal dialysis center at Ring Road, the state hospital, Adeyo, which can cater to 9 patients simultaneously, and also the soon-to-be completed eye center at Ogbomoso. The intervention at the Ladoke Akintola University of Technology Teaching Hospital includes the installation of a high-dependency unit and other facilities. We also carried out several free health missions across the state. So far, we have reached over 1,300,000 of our people who are underserved with free medications, surgeries, eyeglasses, cataract extractions, and dental care. These health missions have been a major highlight for our people, especially in the rural areas, as they eagerly look forward to it. Mr. Speaker, sir, honorable members of the House, our security architecture in Oyo State is wearing a new look. We have moved from hearing stories of farmers fleeing from their villages because of clashes with herdsmen to our farmers returning to their farms and increasing productivity. in the past 3 years, our farmers have increased the farm sizes for the top 5 crops in Oyo State by over 95,000 hectares. We operationalized the Oyo State arm of the Western Nigeria Security Network, named Amotekun, with 1,500 personnel. We're presently increasing the number by 500. We gave them operational vehicles. Just recently, we handed an additional 100 vehicles in one go to them. And we procure other necessary equipment for their use, including firearms, bulletproof vests, and communication equipment. We continue working with the Nigerian police and other security agencies in Oyo State to secure our people. We have supported them with operational vehicles, communication gadgets, and even welfare packages. We also ensured that our people benefited from 253 kilometers of the Light of Oyo project. You will agree with me that the Light of Oyo project has certainly contributed its quota to the about 25% drop in crime rate in Oyo State in the last 3 years. We must never forget that just a little over 6 months after we took over, after we came into office, the COVID-19 pandemic struck and the world went into lockdown mode. As you already know, here in Oyo State, we opted for a partial lockdown. We also developed our healthcare sector instead of creating temporary isolation centers. It was with focused leadership and our commitment to basing all our decisions on data, science, and logic that we were able to come out of the pandemic stronger with a more resilient economy, while other states, even up till now, are still struggling. Mr. Speaker, sir, honorable members of the House, I'll tell you that it has been an interesting and a great journey. Time will fail me if I go into the details of all other actions that we took, the policies and programs we carried out, and the projects we embarked on that led to our going from a monthly IGR of about 1.7 billion naira monthly in 2018 to a monthly average of about 3.3 billion naira. And also 5.1 billion in special items. Just for 2022 alone. But as our people will say, and it's about for it, don't we? So we're not stopping midway. Mr. Speaker, sir, distinguished members of the Oyo State House of Assembly, let me at this time share with you our budget performance up to the third quarter of year 2022. We may not have attained our projected budgetary performance of 70 to 75%, but we have doubled the performance from the years before we came into office. So far, we have achieved a revenue performance of 59.78% and an expenditure performance of 54.88%. Of course, we expect to go above the 60% mark at the close of the year. We believe that our people deserve good governance and that we must deliver good governance to them to the very end of our tenure. So just as we did in 2020 and 2021, we held town hall meetings in all the 7 geopolitical zones to get their input. And that has been incorporated into this budget. Again, we have a budget that reflects the wishes of our people. Mr. Speaker, sir, honorable members of the House, I have the honor of presenting the proposal for the 310 billion naira 2023 budget of sustainable development. So with this budget, we are moving from accelerated to sustainable development. Sustainable development means that we aim to meet the needs of the good people of Oyo State on this side of the transition without compromising the ability of the next administration to meet their own needs. Mr. Speaker, sir, honorable members of the Oyo State 9th Assembly, permit me to share with you the details of our 2023 budget proposal. This budget proposal is premised on the following revenue stream. Proposed IGR of 83 billion naira, specifically 83,504,584,881 naira 78 kobo. Our statutory allocation is capped at 50 billion naira, while our VAT is capped at 60 billion naira. We also have other revenue streams as contained in the detailed budget proposal. As mentioned earlier, we do not plan to burden the next administration with a budget they cannot work with or force them to embark on any project that they might have no interest in pursuing, and thus shortchanging the good people of Oyo State. It is on this premise that we are prioritizing the completion of outstanding capital projects. And so, 154,346,866,965 naira 62 kobo is proposed as capital expenditure for the 2023 fiscal year. This represents 49.79% of the total budget proposal. It's a marginal drop over last year's 52.97% because, as mentioned earlier, our focus is on completing projects that we have already started rather than on starting new ones. For Oyo State people, if you give us a fresh mandate, we'll start new ones. If you want others to start new ones for you, well, what can we say? The choice is in the hands of the people of Oyo State. Our proposed recurrent expenditure stands at 50.21%. That is 155,651,133,034 naira 38 kobo. We have continued to use the tenets of the Federation's Fiscal Sustainability Plan as a guide in preparing our budget. For this budget, we have continued to prioritize the 4 pillars of our roadmap to accelerated development 2019-2023. 27.65% of this budget proposal has been allocated to infrastructure. This is 85,737,487,258 naira 87 kobo. But this is not unexpected. As I stated earlier, we have always allocated more funds to infrastructure as a sure path to accelerated development, and we are continuing in that stride for sustainable development. Education has the second largest allocation with 58,213,981,267 naira 87 kobo. We have maintained our record of allocating funds for education that conform to UNESCO standard of 15 to 20% of the budget. So this time, education is 18.78% of the total budget proposal. Our healthcare budget proposal for the 2023 fiscal year is 36,358,058,808 naira. This is 11.73% of the total budget. You may notice that our allocation for healthcare is about almost 100% increase over last year's allocation. The reason for this is the 22 billion naira concessionary loan from the French government. This loan will be used for upgrading our primary and secondary healthcare facilities. And for mischief makers, let them take proper notice of concessionary in this loan agreement. It's 0.006% with moratorium of about 10 years. And with also the added advantage that this may be converted into a grant if we meet certain conditions. And by the time they start, by the time Oyo State starts paying this money back, I will have retired from politics. So I cannot end the highlight of this budget of sustainable development without mentioning our proposed allocation to agriculture of 11,198,004,937 naira, which is 3.61% of our budget. With the support of development agencies in the form of grants and very low interest loans, we can continue to sustain the accelerated development in the agricultural sector in Oyo State. Mr. Speaker, sir, honorable members of the House, we remain firm in our resolve to continue to deliver good governance to our people. We believe that this budget of sustainable development is just what we need as we navigate the final days of our first tenure in office. I want to thank you again for the opportunity to make this budget presentation to you. We expect, as usual, timely consideration of our budget proposal that has become the hallmark of this 9th Assembly. I am speaking into existence the expectation that we will see you again in the 10th Assembly as we, by God's grace, continue to engineer a modern Oyo State. God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria. God bless Oyo State.
Mr. Speaker, the esteemed colleague.
Thank you, Your Excellency, for a well put together budget speech. We will now go to the next item. Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, the esteemed colleague, permit me to appreciate His Excellency for a well thought budget, for a budget of accelerated development, as I requested it, a budget of fulfillment and consolidation. Having said, Mr. Speaker, and esteemed colleague, permit me to move a motion that this honorable House do receive the budget as presented by His Excellency. The esteemed colleague has so moved.
Thank you very much. I rise to support the motion as moved by the majority leader by saying that it's always very usual for His Excellency to bring it to time. And it's also usual that you always pass it to time. Thank you very much, sir.
The motion has been moved and duly seconded. Those in favor that the House do receive the budget as presented by His Excellency the Governor of Oyo State, say aye. Aye. Those against, say nay. The ayes have it. Next item.
Mr. Speaker, and esteemed colleague, the next item of our order of the day paper is read by honorable member.
We shall not be taking responses, but we'd like to keep it brief as possible so as to stick to time. The Deputy Speaker.
Right, Honorable Speaker, distinguished honorable colleagues, I am Honorable Abiodun Mohammed Fadi, member representing the good people of Aloore State constituency, the fastest growing city in Oyo State, in Ibadan land to be precise. While I want to welcome our first visitor in the month of November, Your Excellency, you are welcome once again to the State Assembly. Right, Honorable Speaker, distinguished honorable colleagues, on behalf of the good people of Aloore State constituency, which I am representing in this honorable house, I want to congratulate Your Excellency, Engineer Seyi Makinde, the Executive Governor of the state, on the journey so far. For all that you have done in the past 3 years for the good people of Oyo State. I am particularly happy and want to give kudos to you as you have particularly fulfilled all your campaign promises to the people of the state, especially in the areas of payment of salaries and pensions to our retirees. The welfare of the people as well, and most importantly, infrastructural development and security and job creation, just to mention a few, Your Excellency. Mr. Speaker, I want to also state clearly that the philosophy of our able governor that dwell on science, logic, and data have really worked for the state, and it's my prayer that it will continue to work. Right Honorable Speaker, His Excellency, as you present the last budget in this political dispensation, it is my prayer that you will have fulfilled your electioneering campaign for this, you will have fulfilled the electioneering campaign that you promised the people, while hoping to see you again. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you. The minority leader.
Mr. Speaker, sir, as Aloore is my name, member representing Atiba State constituency and the minority leader. I want to stand or adopt the protocol as enunciated by His Excellency. Well, today mark the fourth term, or do I say the fourth time, when budget will be presented to the House of Assembly, to the 9th Assembly. It is significant to note that the saying, the confirmation of the saying, please, Your Excellency, don't be provoked, because I only want to talk to the majority leader, not your good self, sir. When he was saying it, are you now saying Lamadesina did not do anything? Are you saying Senator Ladoja did not do anything? Are you saying to the word that Aloore Akala did not do anything, or Senator Ajimabi? William Shakespeare said, the entire world is a stage. Everybody will come and go as an actor. And let me remind you too, that the tertiary institutions are not collecting 100%, they are collecting 72%. I am not here to be critical of this administration, because we are part and parcel of this administration. The success, God forbid the otherwise. Because the history of this administration will not be complete without mentioning our names. And that is why, as minority in the House of Assembly, we have always supported this government. And that is why there has never been any altercation, either in the newspaper or anywhere. Whatever I want to say, I say it here, and we bury it. So, in saying this, Your Excellency, thanks for all that you have been doing, that almost turned us into being referred to as rubber stamp assembly. We know what we are doing, and we have always supported you, and we have always supported any attempt to increase the IGR of the state, and we will continue to support you. But there is something that stands out. We started as 32 members here. We lost one person. May his gentle soul rest in peace. Last year, 2 traditional rulers were here with us. They are no more here. The Olubadan and the Alaafin. Which shows that by the time we come for the next one, the 10th Assembly, all of us cannot be here. That is the truth. No system has ever returned the assembly members. No assembly has ever done that. So it's practically impossible that a brand new assembly will be there in 2023. So what I am saying in essence is that we will leave the stage, whether we like it or not. But whatever we do, whatever we are able to put while we were there, is what people will remember us for. I am very sure that Engineer Seyi Makinde has been here, and you will be remembered. What of the upgrade of this Aloore that we are just talking about? That is in my constituency. And the road from Gebu to Asipa Because after saying it to His Excellency so many times that I may not be able to come to the assembly again, he came to accord, and that road was torn. So what we are saying in essence is that we are not unduly criticizing the government. We cannot. We are part of it. So once again, Your Excellency, congratulations for this budget of sustainable development. God bless us.
Chairman, House Committee on Works, Honorable Tunde Kende.
I'll refer to the Deputy Speaker that always comes and says that his local government is the fastest growing local government or less city in Oyo State. He has only Laji Farm. So what do I say of Akinle, where I have NISA, I have IITA, the best agric institute in Africa. I have given kudos to the governor. I'm referring to you. So anywhere we go, that is what you are always saying. Your Excellency, thank you so much. And I want to appreciate Emeritus Nina Alarape. Like he said, he's always with us as a minority leader, and he has to be with us. Because if he's not ready to be with us, we will always take it up with him. Because in your man will be alone, thank you, Your Excellency. We give kudos to you once again for this accelerated budget that you have brought. You have brought a lot of significance to governance in Oyo State. And we give kudos to you. The payment of salaries, some people will knock you for that it is their due, it is the duty of the governor. What about the government that are not paying? We have Ondo State, we have people working there, maybe match salary. Each and every one of us here, if we have not been paid, they say the last time that we are paid is last March, we will not be looking radiant as we are looking here today. So we really give kudos to you and all that you have been doing with the lean pulse of the state in the construction industry. Oga, you have been wonderfully, you've been trying. We want you to, what we have on ground now, maybe we'll just advise that we go and put more energy into what we have on ground now concerning construction. The Oboroshaki Road is there. The Fapote to Ogumosho asphalt is being laid as I'm talking to you now. From Ogumosho to Isheyin, asphalt is being laid. The late Alafi said it, that he doesn't know how you are doing it. And you once said it that at the governor's forum that you have always been asked, Seyi, are you the only good boy amongst us? So we give kudos to you, Your Excellency, and more grace to your elbow. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you very much. Aloore.
Right, Honorable Speaker, honorable colleagues, I remain Honorable Adebayo Babajide Gabriel, representing the good people of our North State constituency. I still remain the Jagaban of Net Assembly. But with another name from executive, Agbopa of Oyo State. Well, thank you, sir. I really appreciate Your Excellency. everybody has been saying good, well, everything, all kudos to you, because that's the type of person who you are. Because anybody that remembered May 29 in Adamasin, but you said it openly, it's not as business as usual. But anybody that listening, I'm sure pé ọ̀rọ̀ yẹn dàbí ẹni tó bá ní etí kó gbọ́ ohun tí ẹ̀mí ń sọ. Ṣùgbọ́n many people don't understand that language, that very statement. So that's why we are seeing people, you have done this for him, you didn't do this for us. No, because you have told us we came here to come and serve the good people for your state. They trusted us with their mandates, giving us their votes without having anything. We don't have the police, we don't have anything to take then, and they give us their vote. That means they entrust that vote to us. So you are the servants, and you have shown to the Oyo State people that you are here to serve. So I can tell you, Oyo State people are also waiting for you to cast their vote for us, as for us to continue serving them, because they are still different from the past and now. Because you are the new architect of Oyo State. Just simple as that. And I want you to continue because you have done so well. I'm very happy because my name will be wrote in good pen that I already serve and work with the star governor of Oyo State. But the only one I'm going to say right now, sir, where I want us to also, as you have been doing for us, for anything you've been asking, you have been doing that for us. But the one I'm trying to, because you told us to go out and engage people, which we have been doing right now. We are going out to engage. What have we done right? What have we done wrong? But whenever we get there, they will tell you, Seyi Makinde will the problem pẹ̀lú wa. Èyí ni kẹwàá sọ problem. Where our problem lies at? We are the one close to grassroots. But the only thing I want you to start to help us to do, after from here, maybe a prompt response to the rural road, the 5 kilometer you promised us to start. Please, that is very, very important for us now. That's the only thing I'm thinking I need to tell you here for you to make immediately pronouncement for them to start. In so saying, I'm going to submit from there. Thank you.
Thank you. The PDP party whip, Honorable Orajide.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker, distinguished honorable members. I want to welcome His Excellency once again, the Governor of Oyo State, the Deputy Governor, our royal fathers, the commissioners, the security chiefs, the chairman of parastatals, the Halgon, and the party itself. I want to say this clearly that the governor has done the lawful and, okay, Bridge of Protocol. My name is Honorable Akitunde Olajide, represent good people of Lagelu State Constituency. I am the party whip of the House PDP and also the chairman, Employment, Labor, Productivity and Pension, and doubled as chairman, House Committee on Local Government, Chieftaincy Matter and State Honors. Okay, the executive governor has done the lawful, and it is time for the House of Assembly to do the needful. Even though this is the last budget of our tenure, and the only thing I can say or pray for is for us to be here at the same time next year. Your Excellency, sir, we've had so much experience in terms of budgeting, budget presentations, and attending to budget. I can remember vividly the first budget we received in this house was a supplementary budget when we first came in, and what we saw was something of a syndrome of copy and paste, and something that looks like what they have done before is what they will present the next time. But I want to give kudos to your team and yourself if I have to look at the experience that we have last year in budget presentation and scrutiny, those copy and paste have reduced to last minimum barrier. So thank you so much, sir. And the other one is, I want to digress a bit, sir. About 2 years ago, we went for an oversight with the Committee on Interparliamentary to Okiti State, whereby the whole Southwest came based on that committee. And when we got there, we realized that Oyo State is the only state that perform oversight function, which is very, very exciting. What we did was we asked them about what they have been doing in their state, and all we can see is that the executive governor have influenced the House of Assembly in such a way that they don't even have any experience going out there to oversight on what is needful. We took them to the street. We taught them how to even measure about maybe 5 inches of asphalt. We taught them the technicalities of how to do the right oversight and presentation of the oversight. But let me say this, sir. We love you because we have seen a situation whereby you haven't for once hindered this house or cut this house short of doing the right thing for them to do, like going for an oversight. I want to say we love you for that. Thank you, sir. The second one is accessibility. Sir, we went for a seminar, a program at Ogere sometimes, and sir, the Hondo legislators were fighting each other, physical fighting. Sir, we were wondering what was going on, and we realized that they haven't even seen their governor for like 6-7 months, and what a big deal for them. And sir, if I want to see you this night, your doors are open for me to see you, and the other honorables too. So we want to thank you for that accessibility. We won't take it for granted, and I want to tell you we love you for doing that. I want you to keep it up, sir. And lastly, sir, like I am the chairman as Committee on Local Government, sir. Recently, we know that the local government have been having little issues in terms of having a face-to-face with you, sir. I want to plead on their behalf. I could remember when I wanted to be denied of my ticket. I came to you, I couldn't make any complaint, but I hold your legs, and I said, you are the father of the state. Please, for just being the father of the state, look into me and grant me the ticket. Please, I want to plead again, if I have to hold your leg. They have done it and they can't account for it, yes, which is very, very wrong. But as a father of the state, I want you to look down again. They are your children. Please have mercy on them. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Honorable Femi Julius.
First of all, I would like to appreciate our performing governor. Thank you very much for giving me the young generation the hope needed. You have shown all the zone in Oyo State, and you have given us the real sense of belonging. Ẹni tó wá ní òwú kò tẹ́lù, èyí tí wọ́n fi tanná náà ni wọ́n mú dání. If we go across all Oyo State now, there is nowhere we will not see the presence of the government. We thank you for that, sir. But in doing so, sir, we are Oliver Twist. I want to remind you of Shaki Ogoro, sir. The contractor there, sir, they made a mistake. And the mistake was they concentrated on the outskirts of the town and leaving the township portion of the road untied. Please, I want you to help us and give them the directive that they should please come back to the township portion of the road and lay the asphalt so that our people can ply that road in a safer way, sir. Secondly, sir, on the issue of Oshuma, this 5-kilometer road that have been proposed to be constructed, sir. Please, sir, I can see the work is going on in the Ibadan Oasis now. We want this work to be going on simultaneously, so that as Ibadan home is going, not have division of labor, so that it will be two. This work will be going on as it is going on in Ibadan now. Lastly, sir, on Shaki Stadium, sir, the new one that is being constructed by you, sir. The last time we had a match with 3SC and Shaki United, it was a lovely match, sir. And people could see what you are doing, and they can see that the government is working. But the pavilion there cannot contain the populations, of which you promised us, His Excellency, sir. And you've given the contractor directive the last time we went there together, sir. Please, the contractor has not done anything on it. I know you are Mr. Talk and do. First, sir, I still want you to give them the marching order to start that second portion of the pavilion, because we are lover of sports activities in our area.
Thank you.
It's so good, sir. I still want to appreciate you more, sir. You've let us know that new breed can come into politics and still perform better than the old one. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Please, let's keep our comments very short and to the point. Honorable Falcon. Very brief on the subject matter.
About Southwest State Consensus 2, and let me stand on the state protocol. The entire family of education in this house wish to congratulate Our Excellency for the successful of the fourth budget, which is for the year 2023, which he has come to tag as the Sustainable Development Bill. Let me just quickly mention here that we really appreciate the governor with the Committee on Education for all the heritage effects he has been able to carry out in the education sector. And one of it I want to call our attention to is the issue of the capital sole ownership. And secondly, the recruitment of 5,000 teachers into secondary schools. It's like you have easily forgotten that. It's milestone indeed. Because the power officer claimed that there's no money for people to get teachers for secondary school. They were laid off. He came, he considered most of them, and he still added 5,000. So in that area, we really appreciate the government for what he's doing. But like others have said, let me just come that we pray that as I said, he will be the one to present for us against the budget for 2024 by the Friday of God. We need to complement our budget toward the structural development of our basic education, primary and secondary school. He is doing great work by approving the counterpart fund for Subel for 3 years now. The administration, they failed for almost 4 years. They didn't approve it. Until when they were leaving, they approved almost 4 or 5 together. But they have been doing it every year, approving it. And they have been using it to work excellently through the Subel, doing great work across. So, but the structural decay in our primary and secondary schools around the state is heavy. And I've been telling them because the file on my table is many with different pictures of those structures. And I told them that what you met on ground is massive and it cannot be achieved at a go. It's gradually. The government is doing greatly. But I pray that next year when you come to present, we will focus on the structural development of those schools because the decay is so wide. And I pray that God will give you that grace to return again as the governor of the state coming next year in Jesus' name. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable Adiola.
Right Honorable Mr. Speaker, sir, distinguished colleagues, I am Honorable Dele Adiola. I represent the Seyi and Established State Constituency, and I welcome the His Excellency, the Governor of our state, while adopting the already laid protocol. Well, let me just quickly go straight to the point. Sir, over the years, what we have in the state was basically incremental and activity budget. But ever since the inception of this administration, we've heard that the approach was value-based budgeting. We appreciate you for that, Mr. Governor, sir. Secondly, we appreciate you for the economic revolution of almost 12 billion naira revolving around the state every month, both local government salary and the civil service salary. We thank you very much, sir. And also, I want to hit the point, sir, on the issue of the ramp, rural agriculture, of which we intend to have more roads, rural roads being constructed. In our investigation, sir, we realized that some bottlenecks need to be addressed. We had an information that there's a particular bill that's supposed to come to this House of Assembly for them to be able to access the counterpart fund. And at the same time, there are money to be released as part of our counterpart fund. Now to have all our roads being fixed by this grant. The governor, sir, His Excellency, please, I want you to look into that area so that at the end of the day, we will not miss that opportunity from the World Bank. Thank you very much, sir. Lastly, in our oversight, sir, most of the local government staffs today, we don't have enough staff again. Please, we want you to call on AGOM, probably how to put it in their budgets so that we have more local government staff to be recruited towards next year. Thank you and God bless.
APC Party Whip, Honorable Tunde Seyi Makinde.
Mr. Speaker, distinguished honorable colleagues, Seyi Makinde is my name, member representing Aloore Eastern West State Constituency. Mr. Speaker, let me quickly stand on the established protocol where I would like to appreciate the effort of His Excellency Engineer Aloore Seyi Makinde. Mr. Speaker, you can recall that some times ago I had two motions that has to do with the School of Advanced Nursing in Oyo and Lautech Teaching Hospital. Mr. Speaker, School of Advanced Nursing was got approved by His Excellency Engineer Aloore Seyi Makinde for community nursing program in Oyo Town. These programs, most especially this school, has been established since 1999 or 2000 thereabout. There was a staff, but nothing was on ground until we wrote a motion to that effect. And we all knew that the only official way to communicate with the executives are through motions. Engineer Aloore Seyi Makinde got our motion through our resolutions and gave accelerated approval for the commencement of community nursing program at School of Advanced Nursing in Oyo. Mr. Speaker, it may interest you, right now, more than 400 students are inside our school and boosted the economic activities of our people in Oyo Town. Also, Mr. Speaker, another one that has to do with Akeshon fire incidents. Akeshon Market happened to be a family house for all of us in Oyo Town. Each family and everybody has one relative for the other. The whole market got burnt, and at the same time, I still wrote a motion to that effect, Mr. Speaker. The motion was passed, and the resolution was sent to the executives. Mr. Speaker, some days after that motion, His Excellency moved down to Oyo to investigate or to see, as a sightseeing himself, either Akeshon got burnt or not. But to his surprise, Akeshon Market was got burnt. And he made a promise to us that Akeshon Market will prop mark. Mr. Speaker, Akeshon Market has become one of the modern, ultra-modern markets in the entire Oyo State, Mr. Speaker. We give it to you, the Engineer Seyi Makinde, for this. But we are like Oliver Tust. We continue to ask for more. Our people in Oyo Federal Constituency still needs your immediate attention to Oyo Silo project that has been put to stop for a while. We want you to use the executive power as at now to ask the contractor to move back to site. If we are talking about food accessibility in Oyo State, because of the huge investment we have made into the agribusiness, this silo program will also consolidate the effort of the agribusiness in our state, Mr. Speaker. Also, we need to commend you tonight on your program. It's commendable. It gives us the opportunity, a kind of security architecture of the state. Because when there's light, the darkness will surely go. And those people that works in the night, they doesn't like lights. And Mr. Speaker, as of now, the light on your program is a benefit to each and every one of us. But the only bottleneck we add is using the diesel or the generator to power such light. It's a kind of bottleneck to us. We need to act fast on that and do a kind of reshufflement. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I'd like to sum up.
Well, not everybody can comment, obviously, but we'll take the comments from the Chief Whip.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, Adedibu Akim Adeshinu, representing the people of Iwajowa. Your Excellency, sir, I want to appreciate you on behalf of this assembly, the 9th assembly, sir. Sir, I first of all want to appreciate you on our semi-autonomy that you approved. Up till now, some other assemblies, some other states are still finding it difficult to even access anything on the autonomy. Sir, you can see, I can see that when we were talking the other time, sir, you look around that these people are now in Agbada. Yes, it's only few of us that left our own in the office. It's due to your support, sir. Thank you so much on that, sir. Sir, just few weeks ago, our staff, they received this year road on 100% is due to the opportunity you give this 9th assembly, sir. We appreciate that. Sir, like they always say that we always ask for more. You promise our staff to look into the college salary. Please, sir, help us to work on it soon. Then on behalf of the Okeogun people, sir, I want to appreciate you on Monday Ishen Road, Ogbomoso Ishen Road, Shaki Township Road, Igono, Igbo-Rangoni Road, and the other road that we've seen on the rural development ramp. Sir, we believe with this, the next year, the people of Okeogun will receive food you in bulk. We will give you a bulk food. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. We allow the only woman in the house to give a comment, and hopefully, maybe next time we have more. Honorable Omi.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. The Right Honorable Speaker, honorable colleagues, Bimbo Olaomi Oladeji is my name. Member representing Ogbomoso North State Constituency. Mr. Speaker, I rise to humbly appreciate His Excellency, Governor Seyi Makinde. I will now go to the area being addressed by honorable colleagues, and I see myself as a lone voice here, being the only female. I should be able to speak for boy child, girl child, women out there. Mr. Speaker, Your Excellency, may I humbly appreciate you once again, sir, for prompt assent given to bills passed into law by this Honorable House. And I can mention few of them. Violence Against Persons bill has been assented to by you. We say thank you. Child Sexual Offences bill already assented to by you as well. We say a very big thank you to you as well. Your Excellency, there is a bill pending that I think that the bill is Oyo State Gender-Based Violence Response Team and Referral Center. Your Excellency, this bill, if passed into law, will administer violence against persons child rights law and child sexual offences law already assented to by you. We are looking forward to having it giving your assent, Your Excellency. Having said that, Your Excellency and Mr. Speaker, despite the passage of all these laws, thousands of children are still being molested by pedophiles. And a motion was raised on this floor, I think Tuesday this week. And it was mentioned in this bill, and this motion, that it is high time that we have sex education in our curriculum. And when I say sex education, it is high time we start teaching our children sex education from tender age. We will not go into the nitty-gritty of what sex entails, but they should be able to know what part of body entails. They should be able to, the conventional name given to a private part, they should be able to be told that nobody should be allowed to touch it. They need to raise their voice against it. We need to expose them into that, Your Excellency. A motion has been moved on that, I think 2 years ago. I spoke with the, Commissioner of Education then. It can't be done in isolation. There will be public hearing on it. We have to call the Christian body, the Muslim body as well, and the traditional religious body as well. We need to educate them that the rate at which our children are being molested on a daily basis is becoming alarming, and we should work against it. Having said that, Your Excellency, I need to commend you again. Not quite long, about 3 weeks ago, I came to this Honorable House on a motion on collapsed bridge in Ogbomoso, that is Katangwa Bridge. Lo and behold, they are there this morning. We say thank you. We'll be looking forward to hearing from you soon as. Not only Ogbomoso alone, and some other bridges that got collapsed during this rainy season. We thank you, we appreciate you. God bless you.
Some more comments. Honorable Olabi, Honorable Mabaje.
The Right Honorable Speaker, members of this distinguished House, I'm Honorable Olushola Adewale Olabi, representing Ibadan Northeast Constituency 2. We cannot stop appreciating Your Excellency, sir. It is because all you have done for the state is the truth and it is facts for all to see. And I can always recall that before the demise of the late Alaafin promised us that the people of Oyo Town will pay back in good coin, as we have done the best, because this administration has done a lot for you. We have to emphasize it, that apart from the fact that you are the architect that has took us this far, you are an engineer by excellence who has used the knowledge of data science and logic to take us from the accelerated development in Oyo State to a sustainable development. But we wish to see this development for the next 4 years. And we can only sustain this development we have seen across board in Oyo State with you. There is no other person that can do this for us. God has used you at this time. And we want this development we are seeing in Luke and Calling of Oyo State to be sustained for the next 4 years. So we are just hoping that we'll see more of you. This house cannot appreciate you enough. We have only been supportive because we knew that the love of the masses and the love of the people of Oyo State is number one in your heart. So we are happy to be part of this government with you. We are happy to be part of this success. and we pray that God will give you good health. Thank you.
No comment on environment.
There is always a comment. And emphatically, Your Excellency, sir, the 5 kilometers that was mentioned by Aloore Babajide is what we, your representative at the constituency level, are promising our people before the coming election. They have seen a lot of things you have done, but as we vote Swiss, we want this 5 kilometers to materialize. Thank you very much.
Aloore Babajide.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. My name is Honorable Babajide, representing Ido State Constituency. Sir, with due respect, sir, I really appreciate you today, not only me, on behalf of Ido and the Barapa East, for boldly mentioning it here that the Ido to Ido and the Ido to Erua is going to commence soon. Because I've been mentioned soon for my people in my local government, but this time around, I have been kept some money in my Kulu. On that day, all those engineering will come to that place, and we do get-together party, by God's grace, to entertain them on that day. Secondly, sir, there's a place that you promised them in the 2019, sir, at from Y Road to Y and Cable. On that day you stopped there, you gave those women money that you are going back to them. But that the day I came to you, you referred me to the Commissioner for Works. I went to him, we talked together, and I want you to instruct him now, sir, to go back to that place and do the needful so my people can be able to understand the level and the capable of this government we are into. And it's as a bridge, sir, that very took nothing less than 4 or 5 people live in my constituency. Belede Bridge and the Igishoba Bridge. And there's a man in my local government that's pumping money everywhere now. I won't mention the name, you know, sir. The man is ready, but we told him he cannot do more than his expectation. He was just doing that one to just gain the popularity. And the popularity is not there now. It's not yet his own turn. Sir, with due respect, I'll be very glad and my people will be okay, very, very impressive if this one can be happen and be done before the end of our tenure. And also, that 5-kilometer road, I want you to start this road in Edo local government, especially Elebu, where my chairman is living, the PDP chairman. He needs something that I don't need to talk to the people than that assist. Thank you very much, sir. I really appreciate it.
Okay, before the governor's reaction, because we give him an opportunity to react, we take from Honorable Kazim and Honorable the Deputy Majority Leader of the House, and then we'll round up on that.
Thank you, Honorable sir. Your Excellency, I want to use this medium to officially say thank you, sir, on behalf of His Royal Majesty, Oba Moshood Awada Olukola, the Iba of Kisiland, Aloore II of Kisi Kingdom. On behalf of Okyogo and Oyo State at large, we say thank you, sir, for giving our father, mentor, opportunity to serve as Deputy Governor of Oyo State, the first acting governor in the history of Oyo State, and a co-pilot, not a spare tire, according to you. Once again, thank you, sir. Lastly, on behalf of the people of Liberty, we really appreciate you for giving us opportunity to host World Tourism Day in Liberty. On that day, you are ably represented by your co-pilot, the Deputy Governor. And a gift and letter was presented for the Deputy Governor on your behalf. The content of the letter from the community is about their quest for the renovation of the Liberty General Hospital. Your Excellency, sir, the people of Liberty, the people of Old State Constituency, we really appreciate what you have been doing for Okyogo. We are expecting your kind gesture on the Liberty General Hospital as soon as possible. Thank you, sir.
Deputy Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, distinguished honorable members, my name is Honorable Babalola Olasupomi Samson, Deputy Majority Leader of this Honorable House, member representing Egbeda State Constituency. Your Excellency, sir, I want to appreciate you on the occasion of the 4 of 8 budget presentation of to the Aloore State House of Assembly, because this is number 4. We still have 4 more budget to present to this honorable house by the special grace of God. This time last week, Thursday, when Ido Oshobo on the rehabilitation and reconstruction of Ibadan to Iwo Road to Oshobo, 91 kilometers. On behalf of the good people of Aloore State, what I'm glad to stand up before you this afternoon is that road Ibadan from Iwo Road to Olodo that year, that was when I was in secondary school. And I'm glad that that road is being reconstructed as an honorable member of the Aloore State House of Assembly. On behalf of the good people of Aloore State and the good people of Egbeda local government, we appreciate you for what you have been doing for us in Egbeda local government. And the fuel dump at Alakia Airport and the road at Alakia Airport also, and the 2 bus terminal. It has never happened to have such laudable projects in the history of Egbeda from 1999, but we have it during your own tenure. May God continue to bless you, sir. On behalf of the good people of Egbeda, once again, we say thank you, sir.
Honorable Rimon Samino and Honorable Yolike. Of course, Honorable Yolike has to comment as he has a special place in my own heart. So.
Right, distinguished colleague, my name is Samino Rimon Badamosi, member representing the people of Artisbo Shatirist. Your Excellency, sir, I want to appreciate you for the renovation of Tede General Hospital in Artisbo. On behalf of people of Tede and Artisbo, we thank you very much bringing the hospital from nothing to prosperity. We appreciate you. On the second, sir, I want to appreciate you on the budget given to Ministry of Health in general. Like people always say, health is wealth. And given the opportunity of 30-something billion towards to the health for the rural people, that because the primary health care is the closest to the people, and health is wealth. On the line, sir, the contractor giving the job to, I don't know what happened, the job has stopped. And while the job is commencing, the facility has been used, but we are short of staff. I understand the economic hardship of Nigeria and Oyo State. Please, sir, let's know that so that we can employ people. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, Honorable Yolike. Final comment.
Mr. Speaker, sir, I'm Honorable Simeon Adegbelo Yolike, representing Ogbolu and Surulere State Constituency. I want to stand on the existing protocol. I welcome our performing governor, Senator, Engineer Seyi Makinde. I want to thank God because since 2019 that you got into the government, I look at the GDP of Nigeria and I wonder how you are able to perform. In 2019, the GDP is 2.27%. In 2020, the GDP of Nigeria is minus 1.92%. In 2021, the GDP is 3.4%. And everybody keep on wondering how Seyi Makinde is able to pay the salary.
workers and then the retirees. And then you can see that just my colleagues has rightly said, you have done well. The wisdom that God has given to you, I pray that you will use it in the next 4 years in Jesus' name. Now, in my constituency, it's only my local government that I have no general hospital. And I've moved mission, I've written to the Minister of Health. They promise that they will do something about it. Please, I want Your Excellency to please consider this. And secondly, my constituencies, we have so many settlements. And our people, they need rural electrification. There are so many transformers that have been deposited since 2001. At the 2011, that have not been fixed. Please, I want Your Excellency to please look into this, because our people, they need electricity. When they come to the city, they look around and they see all these things. Please, Your Excellency, we want you to look into that. Finally, on the environment, we have saddled the responsibility to some people to handle it. Please, we want you to monitor them so that they can perform to the expectation of the people in Oyo State. Thank you, Your Excellency, and thank you for welcoming me into the PDP.
You're welcome, sir. So we just ask for reactions from Excellency if there's any. Yes, sir.
Well, let me first appreciate this Honorable House for giving me the right of response. You know, I whispered to the Deputy Governor, I said, look, these people, they've provoked me enough for me to say something. And he looked at the other paper and said, well, we don't have anything for you to respond in the other paper. I said, well, since me, I was never a member of any house. I tried to be a senator, it didn't happen. But at least I made a request and you acceded to it. So I want to say thank you for accommodating me. And let me also appreciate this honorable house, because you have PDP members, you have APC members here, without mentioning, you know, constituency or names or political party. Nobody will have known who belonged to which party. You took it as Oyo State first. So I want to appreciate the leadership of this honorable house for having a blended house where you've taken the interest of our state as being paramount. And most of the issues raised, they are noted in detail. But there are maybe 2 or 3 that I thought I should clarify so that I'll put the record straight. One of it is the one raised by the former Speaker and the Minority Leader, Right Honorable Asimiyu Aloore. By the way, he started Omituntun 1.0. So, when he said the tertiary institutions are being paid 72%, if members of the House are not able to access the correct information, then what will happen to the public? The reality is that when we came in, the day this administration resumed, that was the day the instruction of the last administration to move the subvention from 50% to 100% kicked in. That alone added 1 billion naira to the wage bill of Oyo State. I did not stop it. I said, see how we can continue putting our resources together to sustain this. However, in that old park, there's a 200 million naira every month to pay backlog of arrears and the shortfall. And they listed all the tertiary institutions. This agreement was signed by the previous administration. I said, well, we will continue to pay this until we clear that backlog. And we did. We paid it. I think we cleared the backlog about a year ago, or maybe 9 months ago. I can't remember when. So after we cleared the backlog, 3 institutions came back. Oyo, the Manuel Alayande College of Education, Oscar Tech at Igbora, and the College of Education Lavlate. They said, yes, you've cleared the backlog, but for these specific institutions, had few other backlogs, and we still have a shortfall, which is the 72% you were talking about. They said we had a shortfall. And I said to them, let us get our engagement, let us get it straight. If you're talking about the backlogs, this is what we met. Now you've said you have other backlogs, then get an engagement session together and let us align on that, approve it, and we will know how long it is going to take to clear this backlog. If it's 6 months, if it's 10 months, if it's 2 years, we will clear it. Because the welfare of the people is part of the reason why we are in government. And then the second part of the discussion is, if you have a shortfall, what you're telling me is both the subvention and your IGR is not able to cover your monthly wage bill. So it's not a discussion about where we're coming from. It's a discussion about increasing the subvention. And if we have to increase the subvention for those 3 institutions, it has to go through a process. So that is the correct situation. And I gave an approval last week that the backlog, to start clearing it, the Honorable Commissioner for Finance should start releasing, starting from this month, 106 million naira on a monthly basis. And I said he will release it for 3 months, within which we must have that discussion and sign off on how much is the backlog and how long it is going to take for us to clear it. So that is the first portion of it. And the second portion is increase in subvention. I said, look, don't lump the 3 institutions together. Emmanuel Alayande is going to be a university of education in a short while. Only have one final meeting with NUC. and that will happen. We've done resource verification. We've done all the groundwork to turn it into a University of Education. They will be operating under a totally different platform at that point. So what we require to do, put this in a basket and ensure that we grandfather it into the arrangement when we're taking off as a University of Education. That is the correct situation. Secondly, I know you've been talking about RAM, that's the Rural Access and Marketing Project. As we speak, Oyo State has 3 million euros in its account for this project. Of course, you have to follow due process. It's a World Bank project, and the money is there. We have just not been able to start spending it because we have to follow a certain process, you know. And finally, on the 5-kilometer Ostroma engagement, our reality that Ostroma, when we came in, they were spending 30 million to 40 million on a monthly basis, 30 to 40 million. And let's be honest with ourselves. If your capacity is to spend 30, 40 million in a month, and I give you 10 billion, how are you going to spend it? Where is the structure? I believe Honorable Femi Julius said, let this thing quickly get to Shaki and other places. We have the challenge of structure. And the only way I was able to detect in the first instance that Ostroma was being used. Welcome, our holding. It's working, okay. The only way I was able to detect that there has been fraud at Ostroma was because we came in and we saw that over a 3-month period, Ostroma was giving almost 7-8 billion naira. And I called the GM of Ostroma and I said, how were you able to spend this money with your structure? Did you employ new people? No. Did you contract certain things out? No. The only thing they said they did was they gave a contract for some people to supply asphalt to them. So we have that, except we also want to go through the same route, which is use Ostroma for a slush fund. Their capacity right now, they cannot spend more than 30-40 million a month. Now, we've given them 1 billion. We gave them 1 billion 3 weeks back, and you've seen increased activities. What we will do is to ask them to gradually decentralize. Part of this money, we don't want to spend the money to build Ostroma structure. We want to spend the money to fix roads in all these places. And they don't have equipment, they don't have staff, they don't have people in those places. So we're saying to them that, look, let us sit down. The law setting them up is very clear. We may be coming back here to adjust it a little bit so that they can have, maybe at the local government level, they can have compact number of people, artisans from those local government that can allow them to spend the money that we're giving to them. So all the other issues that you've raised, I give you the assurance that it will receive adequate attention. And let me once again, and let me also take on Right Honorable Asumi Aloore. He said you cannot all return 100%. Okay, yes. But he was the speaker. He went and was an advisor, and then he came back as and in between he was part of the people that formed Omitutu 1.0. So for those that may not be returning, it is not going to be the end of your political career. You will do certain things. Some of you will return here to become the speaker. Some of you may return here. Some of you may... Thank you and God bless you.
Thank you so much, Excellency, sir. Now we'll just move quickly so that we can get to the majority leader next item.
Mr. Speaker, the State Colleague, the next item on the order of the day is Mr. Speaker.
I will start by the protocol list. His Excellency, the Governor of Oyo State, Engineer Seyi Makinde, His Excellency, the Deputy Governor of Oyo State, Engineer Bayam Lawal, the co-pilot, His Excellency, the former Deputy Governor, Engineer Badamasi Hamid, the Chief Judge, ably represented by Honorable Justice Yerima, you're welcome, the former Speaker, who is also a mentor to myself and a mentor to a lot of us here, the first female Speaker of Oyo State, and the Distinguished Senator Monsura Sumono. Honorable Shegun Ogunyi is a senior honorable member who has also graced this chamber before, who is also the Chief of Staff, and I'm sure this is part of what His Excellency was talking about. He is now the present Chief of Staff to His Excellency Governor Seyi Makinde. Also here present is Araja Ololade Agbola, who is the Head of Service, Honorable Ademola Ujo, who is a great leader in our own region, and also the Deputy Chief of Staff to His Excellency the Chairman Advisory Council, who is a state leader and the Chairman of the Advisory Council, as I said earlier, Senator Osi Agbola, the Olubado and other royal fathers here present. We recognize you and we thank you for coming. Every time we have a budget presentation, the royal fathers are always with us. Thank you for being here. The PDP State Chairman, Honorable Dayo Ogungbero, you are welcome. Honorable Commissioners of Budget and Economic Planning, Professor Babatunde, you are also welcome. And I also welcome all other commissioners here present. In no particular order, I want to recognize Madam Due Process, who is the DG Due Process, Mrs. Tara. You are welcome. The service commandant here present, we welcome the other political functionaries in the Cabinet of Oyo State. You are welcome. The chairman of local government, you are also welcome. And amidst the heads of federal agencies, labor leaders, prominent religious leaders, the press, ladies and gentlemen, and most especially, I thank the honorable members for being here and giving the states the cooperation needed for accelerated development. I welcome everyone here today as we gather here again to make history and to fulfill one of the constitutional requirements of the legislature as contained in Section 121, subsection 1 of the 1999 Constitution. This is the latest budget to be presented by our amiable governor, and it's also the last budget to be presented before the 2023 general election. As expected, it will be used to solidify and consolidate on the development foundation laid since 2019 by this administration. which has given us an edge over all past administration in Oyo State in terms of infrastructural growth, educational development, and socio-economic transformation. And this is not just saying for saying sake, but this is also facts according to the numbers presented to us. I want to applaud the People's Governor, Engineer Seyi Makinde, for setting the pace in all areas of development, as attested to by the overwhelming support we have continued to receive from the people of the state. The Aloore chamber is special because every member here represents every corner of the state, and the collection of us represents the people of Oyo State. Our budget has always been people and development centered, and the 2023 appropriation, which is to the tune of 310 billion naira only, is surely not going to be an exception. We can say without any fear of contradiction that the budget of the outgoing year 2022 recorded outstanding performance, even though we are still aiming to achieve 60% budget performance, as the governor just said. We give kudos to all stakeholders for ensuring the successful implementation and execution of the budget. My good people of Oyo State, the governor has given us the breakdown of the 2023 budget and what is to be expected in the coming year. I'd like to assure us that on our part as a legislator, we will again be aggressive in performing our duties in ensuring complete implementation and monitoring of the 2023 budget to achieve its set goals and desired results. We will maintain necessary checks on all arms of government, and we will not compromise on democratic ethics and ideals as we have been doing. To demonstrate our readiness for the task ahead, I want to appeal to all heads of ministries, departments, and agencies, the MDAs, to get set for the defense of the budget proposal before the standing committees of the House. Also, we are aware that there's an MTEF document which guides us. It's a medium-term expenditure framework which guides us as a government as a whole, either the executive or the legislative. The executive in terms of preparing the budget, and the legislative in terms of ensuring that the MTEF is followed through. I therefore wish to express optimism that with all hands on deck, the 2023 budget proposal will record a higher level of performance than the 2022 budget. As members of the 9th Oyo State House of Assembly, we remain the best ever in history of legislators in terms of outstanding achievements, even with about 8 months to go. And this is fact by the numbers and the performance yardsticks that we've used to assess and judge our assembly. As I speak, we have passed over 82 bills. We've passed over 82 bills, and we're also waiting for assent on another 16 bills, which is before His Excellency. We've passed over 162 motions and not less than 400 resolutions, which cuts across education, security, economy, agriculture, health, infrastructure, among others. And all these things we've done has been in line with our legislative agenda, which is the first legislative agenda in the Oyo State House of Assembly ever. And we follow the legislative agenda to try to make legislation that will define the future of the state. Also, the 9th Oyo State House of Assembly now has a media studio with the state-of-the-art facilities. With this, we live stream and record all our proceedings in this Aloore chamber. All the activities are now on the internet in line with the vision of the program of the present administration, which has earned Oyo State the most ICT compliant state in the country. That said, I also want to personally use this opportunity to appeal to His Excellency that upon our comeback to the 10th Assembly, we would like, as a House, as a body, to appeal to His Excellency for a revamp and a renovation of this chamber. This chamber is one of the oldest chambers in the history of Nigeria as a whole. I would like to give it a facelift in order to match with the present times ICT compliance. You can see that we had issues even with our microphones earlier on today. Aside from the fact that we have successfully repositioned the Oyo State House of Assembly for enhanced efficiency and professionalism, we have also made history as a crop of lawmakers who got the much sought after financial autonomy for the legislative arm in the state. This could have not been possible without His Excellency being a listening governor and listening to the facts and figures behind the autonomy of the state. Special thanks to His Excellency for its assent and implementation and for running an all-inclusive administration which has led to the spreading of dividend of democracy across all geopolitical zones in the state, construction of inter-town roads, payment of workers' salaries, arrears and pensions, as well as employment of staff. It must also be stressed that a good working relationship exists between the legislature and the other tiers of government in Oyo State, hence there has never been any friction. May I end this address by appealing to the people of Oyo State to reciprocate the good gesture on performance of our great party in Oyo State by again casting their candidates at all levels in the 2023 general elections in order for us to have 100% candidature success. Please let the good work continue. Once again, I thank you for being part of today's program, and I pray that God blesses everyone with longevity. Amen. Thank you for coming, and God bless you. That 100% will exclude we exclude our minority leader, majority leader.
Thank you, Mr. Mr. Colleague. I'd like to move for the adjournment of this wonderful sitting to 3 p.m. today. Mr. Africa and Mr. Colleague, I so move. I must say that, Mr. Africa, permit me to recognize the presence of the Wagon Chairman, my dear friend, former member of this assembly, Honorable Sikuru Oyedele Sanda. You are welcome.
Mr. Speaker, so while trying to second the motion as moved by the majority leader, I only want to say that there has never been anybody who scored 100% in any exam. Because the teacher that we marked the exam did not get 100% while he was as a student. So I can only wish us all success in our future endeavor. Thank you very much.
The motion has been moved and seconded. Those in favor that the House do adjourn to 8th November at 3 p.m. Later on today. Those in favor that we adjourn to 3 p.m. later on today, say aye. Aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it.